Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Let me put the disclaimers, there they are, up there on the screen, top left hand corner. Please do read them, even if you need to pause the video to do so. Now the 3D market commentary is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany an email that we send out. It's a free email to our free members, goes out every day, Monday to Friday, and it's got information on major world markets in terms of the statistics and probabilities associated with them. Now, we send that out every day, Monday to Friday. And as it's called a 3D market commentary, we're looking at three different major elements. So we'll cover that in a minute. Before we do that, just to show you where you can go for any support. So there's Becky at tradewithufos.com. That's my email address. So you can email me if you have any questions. And then there's also support at tradewithufos.com. You can email those guys as well. Always happy to help if you've got any questions or I don't know, something doesn't make sense or something you need to clear up, whatever it is, by all means, reach out to us. Now, there's also this link here, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. And from this link, it will take you here. You can get different platforms and apps up here. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like to. And if you scroll down and log in for free, you should be able to post a question here, which is a great place to ask a question rather than email, although of course you can email if you'd like. But basically from this area, other people can see the questions, other people can see the answers. So you'll find if you scroll down that other people have asked questions before, you might already have the answer here that you're looking for. So it saves you needing to ask it. Or you might be doing somebody else that favor by posting your question. So ideally, that's where you go to post questions. Okay, so let's bring up that news flash. So this is the email that we send out every day. As I said, we look at three different elements. So the first thing we look at is called market climate. So what that means is basically what's the likely upcoming market direction? Is it likely to go up? Is it likely to go down? Or is it likely to not really go in either direction? Now, we use technology in everything we do as traders here at Tradective, and same for this element. We are using AutoClimate to help us figure out the market climate. Again, figuring out where that market is more likely to go. So AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms you can use it on. And if we focus on the dots for now, ignore the lines, the AutoClimate app is showing us where probabilities lie. Do we have a thick blue dot and therefore probability is upwards? Do we have a thick red dot and therefore probability is downwards? Or do we have a thin dot of either colour and therefore probability is neither way? So we're going to look at that per market that we look at. We're going to look at 5 markets. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. So per market we'll look at this as well. And a UFO in this case stands for unfilled orders. What that means is where we find buyers and sellers that are still waiting to buy and sell. Now, that's helpful to know because if we know there are lots of buyers waiting to buy at a particular price, they're likely to push the price up. Lots of sellers waiting to sell at a particular price are likely to push the price down. So again, we use technology to help us. In this case, we use an app called Auto UFOs. And what that does is highlight to us where the buyers are with these little green UFOs and the prices on the right-hand side. And it shows us where the sellers are with these little red UFOs and the prices on the right-hand side. So we'll look at that per market as well. And then we'll look at market volatility, which is how quickly we would expect these markets to move. So we're starting with the S&P 500. We'll look at each of these elements per market. Everything we're looking at, by the way, is relevant to a daily chart. So different things happen on different time frames. We're looking at a daily chart. So the S&P 500 has a thick red dot. That's probability there to the downside. Now we have buyers here between 44.46.25 to 42.12.75. They've already worked. Price came into them earlier on this week, hit the buyers and was pushed up from there. On its way back down at the moment, but we would expect that if price hits buyers, it's likely to go up from there. Now we have sellers here between 46.71.75 to 46.06. Overall, what we have at the moment is probability there to the downside coming from the climate but very close beneath us is probability to the upside coming from the UFO. So kind of competing forces here with the S&P. I would say if we don't have clear direction one way or the other, no point trading. We want to make sure that we have clear probabilities to give us space to take profits from these markets. At the moment, we don't see that on a daily chart of the S&P. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect that the S&P would move up or down in 1 year by 25.08%. So in a day, that's 70.66 points. In a week, 155.54 points. And in a month, 323.79 points. And that's either up or down. Okay, so next market is crude oil. Now, before we load that, just to point your attention here to the different courses that we offer. The very affordable courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. So check out what might be more relevant to you. Now, we do offer 3-month complimentary access to the apps. So AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms you can use it on, but Auto UFOs is a monthly subscription. Depending on which platform you use, depends on how much it costs. Now, you can subscribe directly to the Auto UFOs. You don't have to do a course in order to get them. Depends on what works better for you. Oftentimes, getting a course and getting 3 months free access is actually cheaper than simply just using the apps for 3 months. So check that out, see what works better for you. Okay, so coming back to crude oil, let's load the chart here. Crude oil, we have a thick blue dot, probability upwards, and we have buyers beneath us. So those are between 89.72 to 86.20. And they've worked. Price came into them, hit some buyers, and were pushed up from there. That's what we expect buyers to do, is push price up. Now, the only thing to be wary of on oil at the moment is that it has gone past what is usual in terms of a move to the upside. Basically, it's been going up too far or for too long based on what is normal. Now, do we go past what is normal? Of course we do. Do we fall short of what is normal? Of course we do. So it's not to say that it's going to turn around today or tomorrow. It might, but I'm not saying that that is going to happen. All I'm saying is that, yes, we still have probability upwards, but bear in mind that we're overextended. Now, in terms of volatility, we'd expect oil to move up or down in 1 year by 43.81%. So in a day, that's 2.49 points up or down. In a week, 5.49 points up or down. And in a month, 11.43 points up or down. Okay, so the next market here is gold. Now, as we load gold, just to point your attention down here to the coaching and support that we offer, we have a closed coaching community, which is a small monthly fee to get access to live videos. We also do a bunch of coaching and support online for free in recorded videos and email support and things like that. Okay, so gold, thick blue dot, probability upwards. Now we have buyers close beneath us between 1815.8 to 1788.5. We have sellers quite a way away between 1962.5 to 1938.4. Overall there, probability to the upside there with gold. In terms of volatility on gold, we would expect probability up or down in 1 year, or movement up or down in 1 year, of 15.92%. So in a day, 18.32 points. In a week, 40.33 points. And in a month, 83.95 points, either up or down. So that's gold. Now the next market is the US dollar. So here we go. So with the US dollar, we have thick red dot, probability downwards. We have buyers here at 94.645 to 93.865. They've already worked. Price came down, hit the buyers, went up from there. It's what we expect buyers to do. That's why we want to know where they are. So we've got buyers there, and we have sellers up here between 97.44 to 97.05. For the time being, not really close enough to either of them for them to have an effect today. So we have probability to the downside there coming from the climate. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect that the US dollar would go up or down in 1 year by 7.15%. So in a day, 0.43 points. In a week, 0.95 points. and in a month 1.98 points up or down. Okay, last market is bakkt Bitcoin. Now, as I load this, just to point your attention down here towards our platform, it's called TOP, which stands for Predictive Options Planner. Now, even if you're not an options trader, you can use TOP for analysis on stocks and futures and Forex. And if you connect it to TradeStation, you can execute on the markets that TradeStation allow you to execute with. Specifically, if you're an options trader, TOP is amazing with lots of unique and very special apps and tools that help with options trading. Okay, so bakkt Bitcoin. Thick blue dot, probability up, however. We have sellers here between 47,610 to 45,705. Price came up, hit them yesterday, and they pushed price down. That's what we expect sellers to do, is push price down. That's why we want to know where they are. So what we have at the moment is probability up coming from the climate. We have recently sellers that are pushing down coming from the UFOs. So competing forces there with Bitcoin. I would say again, if we don't have a clear direction one way or the other, not enough probabilities one way or the other, best to keep out of it. In terms of volatility, we would expect Bitcoin to go up or down in 1 year by 102.88%. So in a day, that's 2,814.14 points. In a week, 6,195.04 points. And in a month, 12,896 points. So again, there's movement up or down. So that's the last market of the session. Now for each of these markets, we've looked at 3 major elements. We've looked at market climate, which is using auto climate to help us figure out where the probabilities lie for that market's upcoming direction. Did we have a thick blue dot and therefore it's likely to go up? Did we have a thick red dot and therefore it's likely to go down? Or did we have a thin dot of either colour and it wasn't likely to go in either direction? We then looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where did we have buyers that could push price up? Where did we have sellers that could push price down? And what were the price numbers associated? And then we looked at market volatility. How quickly could we expect these markets to move? So we've looked at each of those things. The last thing to be aware of is our weekly economic calendar. We get this from fxstreet.com. We filter by high impact news. Essentially, we want to know which scheduled news reports are likely to have an impact on these markets, cause them to go up or down a little bit more erratically perhaps, so that we can, as traders, manage our risk around that. So today being Friday, we had some news out earlier on in the morning, sort of early hours of the morning US time, that would have affected the British pound and British markets, would have affected the euro as well, and European markets. Second piece of news there. And at 10 a.m. today, we have news coming out that could affect US markets or the US dollar. So be aware of those. If you have any questions, best place to go is tradewithufos.com/Becky. From this link, you can get some apps and platforms. You can book coaching. If you scroll down, you can log in for free and ask a question that enables us to answer the question there as well. And everybody can learn from this space together. Otherwise, you can email me, which is becky@tradictive.com. So today being Friday, guys, I will wish you a great end to your trading week. I have a stock session a little bit later on today, so I'll see you there if you're joining me on that. Otherwise, guys, take care and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.